it's a big one. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, oh boy. Look at the school. Look at the school of fish. Look at the school of fish. This is about a 5-pound bass. And there were 6-pound bass chasing them. They were all kind of big fish there. And this thing we found a big honey hole. Big giant fish. Roland Martin spinnerbait.
He is the current record holder with 9 BASS Angler of the Year awards, has 19 BASS tournament wins, and qualified for the Bassmasters Classic 25 times.
Okay, now what I'm doing today, there's a creek channel right here, and I'm fishing this on the edge of the creek channel, kind of deep. Throw it in and let it sink and be a line watcher, watching that thing go down. Gotta feed it down, it's about 12, 14 foot deep. Get it to the bottom. Just kind of pump it up, yo-yo it back together. There's all kind of logs and limbs, and all sorts of heavy cover right here. There's one. Okay, today, folks, we're fishing a watershed lake here in Oklahoma. Oh, a nice bass. Look at that big bass right here. Big old bass. And we're fishing a heavy-duty spinnerbait. In fact, I'm going to show you what kind of spinnerbait it is. It's the new Roland Martin Special spinnerbait, designed especially for nice-sized bass and heavy cover like we're fishing today. And here's just kind of a small fish. We'll catch them bigger, but the main thing is we're trying this new lure. Now this is a lure that I started fishing years ago, and 20-something years ago, almost 30 years ago, I had the Roland Martin Big Bass spinnerbait on the market. And then for years we kind of got away from it. But now with the advent of a lot of heavy cover situations and heavy thing, look at that thing. You can catch so many bass. It's got a heavy wire. It's got a heavy swivel that's 40 or so pound test. It's got a super heavy hook. It's got this swivel action that's really great. And it's got, instead of an R bend, it's got a twist bend. So that if it ever does break, your line is always solid right there.
Bass Pro Shops presents Fishing with Roland Martin. Brought to you by Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Gary Yamamoto Custom Baits, designed by fishermen for fishermen. And by Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Closed caption provided by Spro Lures. Bass Pro Shops is a proud sponsor of Fishing with Roland Martin.
There's one. I got one. I got nice fish. Nice fish. Nice fish. Okay. Nice big bass. Okay, boys. Big bass spinnerbait. Big bass spinnerbait. Oh yeah. Nope. Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. Nice keeper bass. You know, I think what holds the fish on is the swivel action of that spinnerbait. Makes a big difference in losing and not losing fish. Because when they jump and swing from left to right, oh, there's no one hit it. Had a strike. Maybe not. Maybe I just hit grass. There's one. I got one. I got one. Big bass on spinnerbait. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very nice bass. Big bass on the Roland Martin Big Bass spinnerbait. You know the thing about this thing, they can't tear it up. This, I don't care how big the bass are, and this is just a medium-sized bass, but this spinnerbait is built so strong. It is set up for the really bigger fish, and I'll show you why as soon as I get it out. He took it down deep though. Okay, nice keeper bass though. Okay, first of all, it's got a swivel, a strong swivel that keeps the fish on. This is a 40,000th wire that's a special half titanium type of wire that's indestructible wire. That's a number 4 swivel and big O-rings, and this whole thing's tested out to about a 50-pound test. It just can't tear up and can't tear off. And then of course you have the big old braid. Now another thing that we've done here, rather than have the R-bend, I've elected to use the twist bend. Now, the reason why the twist bend is that you can tie to it and the line won't go up and down the swivel. Also, if the thing were to break, this will break off and you'll still have the fish and the hook, whereas if the R-bend breaks, you lose everything. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. The fish are on the edge of this channel. I'm gonna throw in there like this. Watch be a line watcher. Let it sink down deep. Let it sink down deep. Just kind of pump it up. The water's about 10 or 12 feet deep, and I have heavy braid on here now. There's one. Oh boy, I got a good one on. I got a good one. Dropped it down by that bush. I had him hung. Yes, sir. Nice fish. Okay, let's see if I can get him out. Okay. Nice big quality fish. Nice big quality fish on this spinnerbait. That is something else. Uh-oh. That is a quality fish. But again, you notice this spinnerbait is indestructible. No matter how big a fish you get on it, it is going to hold up forever and ever and ever. Unless you wrap it up and lose it, you're gonna be able to catch hundreds of fish on this spinnerbait. I'm telling you, it's just that kind of a deal. Let it, boy, you really got to watch this line. Any little twitch. And the thing about braid, it does twitch. I mean, it gives a little, it's more responsive than monofilament. When you hit the limbs and branches and grass and all the other things that you hit. Like this one. Big bass on the Roland spinnerbait. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Down deep, a big old bass, big old giant bass. Look at that guy. Now we're talking, now we're talking. Let me show you this guy. This is a nice bass here, boys. Okay. Okay. That's the deal. This big spinnerbait does it. I'm telling you. It's a good big bass deal because it just, no matter how big they are, it's just in perfect shape. You can catch so many fish on this. It's indestructible. That's the whole key to it. It's an indestructible big bass spinnerbait. Okay, look at that big old boy. That's what we're talking about. That's the kind of fish, 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds. You know, the guys down at Falcon Lake and Santee Cooper and Lake Okeechobee, they've been wanting a really heavy duty bait like this for a long time. Because I don't know how many times I've been in tournament competition at Lake Okeechobee, hook a big 8 or 9 or 10 pound bass and have the spinnerbait break. You're not gonna have that situation here. This spinnerbait's not gonna break. It's a real heavy duty spinnerbait, and it's for big fish in heavy cover.
The three legends, over 100 years promoting outdoor products that work. Nitro Boats presents this segment of Fishing with Roland Martin.
He missed it. I'll get him again. I'll get him. Oh, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it. That's another big fish. Another big fish on the spinnerbait. Oh, look at that. Look at another fish right by him. There's fish right by him. Look at it, look at the whole school of them. Look at all the fish. I'm gonna get this one off, and this is unbelievable. This is about a 5 pound bass, And there were 6-pound bass chasing them. They were all kind of big fish there. And this thing, we found a big honey hole, big giant fish, Roland Martin spinnerbait. And watch what happens when I drop it back in there, because there was a whole school there. I'm gonna have to just make another cast and hope. They're right in here somewhere, right in this little bend here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, we did, what a bunch of fish. Just lift it up. Did you see them? They were all over the place. A couple of them were way bigger than the one I had. I had a 5 on. That was a 5 I caught. And there was some 6s and 7s in there. It was just unbelievable. That's a big fish school if I've ever seen it. I mean, there were 10 or 15 fish there. And I don't know where they went. They were right there. Somewhere in the timber. Oh, boy, one knocked the heck out. I had a big strike. He's got it. Oh, he's got it. Big bass. Look at another fish following him. There's another fish following him. Look at that, look in the water. There's another fish down there. That's a good bass. That's a big, nice bass. That's a good one, son. Now this heavy line, I can lift them up. I can just go ahead and lift them up like this. Good tournament fish. Now this is one of the smaller ones, but you know, there are still quality fish here, and this is halfway a quality fish. But the thing about that thing, no matter how big the fish is, that spinnerbait is indestructible. It is in perfect shape. And all I have to do to catch another fish is cast in the same exact spot. There's one. Yes, sir. Done. Yes, sir. That's a good one. Yeah, look at the size of him. Big old bass. Big old bass. Big old bass. Yes, sir. 4, 5, and 6 pound fish. That school of fish couldn't stay away from us too long. Now this heavy braid, you can lift them into the boat with a lot of this. This is big fish. These are big fish. These are big fish. I'll tell you what, big old 5 pound fish. Woo, son. Okay. Beautiful bass right there, doink. Okay, let's see what we have here. My spinnerbait is indestructible. Sometimes though, the line gets around that little thing, and you gotta check that. And pull on it real hard and make sure that I might get more strikes on monofilament than this heavy braid, but I'm gonna lose fish on that. So I prefer to go ahead and get a few less strikes and be able to handle the fish. I can handle the biggest fish in the lake. I can handle a 10-pounder easily with this tackle I have, even in this brush. You know, you might be wondering where to get some of these Roland Martin big bass spinnerbaits. I'm hoping that Bass Pro Shop will carry them. I think it probably will happen because they carry the other products that Mega Strike has. So I'm pretty sure they'll carry them. But we'll find out. In the meantime, just keep thinking about it. Roland Martin big bass spinnerbait. You know, when I'm on a big, heavy-duty big bass lake like Lake Okeechobee or even Lake Champlain up in New York where there's 4, 5, and 6 pound bass on the boat docks and in the grass. I mean, wherever the big fish are, I'm using big tackle. I'm a power fisherman and I like to use, you know, heavy tackle. And so with this big bass spinnerbait, you can get by with heavy, heavy, heavy braid. Things that I've noticed over the years in catching big fish on a spinnerbait, like this one, is to slow it down and pump it like I'm doing. And that's what pays off. Yeah, look at this big guy. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's what